All right, kings, gentlemen, everyone else, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Man in an Unkempt Park. And today, as you may have maybe heard, Donald Trump, the Musk administration, is pressuring Romania to release the Tate brothers. So Andrew and Tristan Tate, these are a pair of human traffickers, rapists, and money launderers, which the Romanian government has arrested on suspicion of, well, those crimes, because they were forcing girls to perform in adult video and as live cams while chatting with the men, because apparently women can't be trusted to talk sexy to men on the internet. And of course, they were raping these girls. Some of these girls were underage, and these guys were also laundering money for the Romanian mafia. So, which the Romanian mafia sort of cut them loose after they very stupidly exposed themselves to the entire world. They craved the spotlight. So, Romania was now cracking down on this operation. And now the Musk administration, the one where they are now pressuring Romania to release the Tates and basically just give these disgusting sex criminals free pass for all of their crimes, as part of this drive to restore masculinity to America or something, because masculinity is all about rape and producing porn on the internet, apparently. Well, anyways, so you got to ask yourself why. Who gives a shit about this? Like, just set aside the morality of the thing of just pulling all the diplomatic stops to save a rapist, pornographer, money launderer, piece of shit human being who should have been, crushed in a garbage compactor like the trash he is in a sane world. What is the sense here? You think the Romanians are going to like being pressured to give up one of the vilest criminals their country has ever seen? And this is Romania we're talking about, so you got to be especially vile. You think anyone else in the world, any of the girls who were trafficked, their families would be happy about this? Why are they doing this? The answer is because the United States has an incel occupation government. Part of the policy plank of the second Trump, or more precisely Musk administration, is incelism, which is an ideology built around hating women for being women. Now you got to ask yourself, how can I call these guys incels? Incel is, of course, shorthand for involuntarily celibate. Yeah, these guys are not celibate, right? Donald Trump, famous womanizer, J.D. Vance, he has had sex with furniture, yes, but also women. Obviously he has children, assuming they're his. And Elon Musk, he may not have had sex technically, but I think he prefers to reproduce via in vitro fertilization. But yeah, he's not exactly incel. Well, what it really incel stands for here is the ideology, which back in the day it was called men's right activism, and it did not only include younger guys who could not get women, but also older guys who had become divorced. And this is what they had, the strong divorced dad energy, where basically because his own marriage failed, because he could not handle a woman, then nobody else can handle a woman, and women are a problem as a general rule. And to a great degree, incelism came about as this sort of toxic intermingling, cross-pollination of the internet, of young men who were having trouble with women because they were young men. Because, look, I was a young man once. You understand that women are hard to get. They're very complex creatures in many ways, and they don't exactly go for the kind of man your mom tells you women go for. And these bitter, divorced, resentful men who had grown to resent their ex-wives, maybe for good reason, maybe for bad reason, and who had grown to resent womankind as a result. And this is really the kind of ideology which has germinated, pollinated all throughout the internet, and is now in the furthest reaches of government of the United States. You have Elon Musk, who is divorced who knows how many fucking times. Most of his children don't speak to him. when the little shit that was saying to Donald Trump during the press conference, "You're not the president, you need to go away." That was an emperor has no clothes moment. You know, he's going to grow up to hate him too, because apparently he's a very hateful person in his personal life. And that's the kind of resentment and shit, you know, your own children hating you. That's the kind of hurt that no amount of money or power can fix. You have J.D. Vance, who very obviously resents his wife and children, because I have a sneaking suspicion he would have preferred to marry any of the hillbilly girls of his hometown, but none of them gave him the time of day, so he dated down. It's a dirty little secret that white men who marry non-white women are not the best white men. In fact, they may indeed be part of that omnipresent, you could say, in human society set of substandard men who never and probably never should breed. But because of the extreme sexual market value of white men, even the worst of us can snag up sort of attractive non-white women. But it's very obvious that this was not J.D. Vance's idea of a happily married life. I think he resents his wife. I think he resents his half-brown children. And he resents white women for rejecting him. As a group, as a cohort, he resents white women for rejecting him. And this dovetails very nicely with the Musk admins, with the MAGA's newfound young brown incels cohort. As I have spoken in a previous video, why do Latinx vote for Trump? One of the main reasons why Latinx, and not just Latinx, I mean Arab Americans too, so you could say brown people more generally support Trump. Yeah, let's not dox the jogger guy. Why brown people supported Trump this time around, not in huge numbers, but among the young, is precisely because the MAGA platform exudes this extreme anti-woman, you could even call it sexist, right? But it really is incel energy. This is not the sort of cool, detached sexism of supremely confident alpha male, which you could argue Trump had in the past. No, this is bitter, this is resentful, this is women won't speak to me, or white women won't speak to me, because, you know, white women are the most desired women out there. So you have to settle for a brown woman, or women brainwashed my children into not speaking to me, which is a depressingly common belief among divorced men. Sometimes it's accurate, though. That's the big problem, right? That's really the one of the core policy planks, one of the core ideological planks of this new MAGA, this movement, which is now about redressing grievances. It is about getting right with the people who wronged you, be it Trump fighting back against the bureaucracy which prevented him from destroying America the first time around, whether it be Musk getting back at all those meanies who told him that Tesla is a Bondugal and that he's a welfare queen, or whether it's J.D. Vance getting back to all the white women who rejected him and forced him to marry an Indian. It's scummy, it's low class, it's low rent, and it's ultimately very dangerous, because bitterness is probably the most potent of the destructive, of the negative emotions, more potent than fear or even hate. It's sort of insidious poison that looks into it. And of course, there's a lot of problems in male-female relations in the West, and they need to be addressed, they need to be solved. There really is a sort of loneliness epidemic. They call it a loneliness epidemic again amongst men, but I have a sneaking suspicion that everyone is lonely, and that it may be related to sexual politics. It may also be related just to the way we interface with it. I mean, for fuck's sake, you are listening to some grody Macedonian on the internet instead of having a conversation with your friends. So yeah, that's why they're doing it. Because Andrew Tate stands for this incelism, for this notion that, we can fix male and female relations just by legalizing rape, by raping women, by forcing them to become online prostitutes, by subjugating them so horribly that, we're going to just do whatever the fuck we want with women. And They're just going to take it because that's traditional and that's conservative. That's family values for you. Obviously, this has nothing to do with any sort of European tradition or any sort of European model of the family. It does have a lot to do with how other populations organize their societies and families, but a lot of these people are not exactly European or, you know, even American in the traditional sense. So I'll leave you with that before we get kicked off of YouTube. Cheers, people, and do not fall into this trap, even if you are indeed unlucky with women.